Hello everyone, Jeff Santos here with another edition of SWF Extra, and my goodness, what a show. With Cory Jones making even more appearances on SWF television, touting his legitimate wrestling, the SWF laid down the gauntlet, prepping to take on Jones and two other men from the RBN in a 6-man elimination tag match at Dark Horizon. But before that, an SWF superstar would be selected to try and make Jones eat his words. In an overwhelming vote from the rant board community, that man was chosen to be Alex Knight. Unfortunately, Knight didn't come into the match without his own baggage. Take a look.
Mr. Knight, what exactly am I doing here?
No. How about I ask the questions and you give me some answers?
My time is increasingly valuable lately, and I can assure you that blocking off any part of my day to have some back alley meeting with you was not on my schedule.
I don't give a rat's arse about your schedule, Miss Blue, since your consideration for me as of late has been so little. What the bloody hell was that last week? I thought after high stakes we had an understanding. A little agreement that the board of directors would be all too keen to be known about.
Do you really think that you're the first superstar on my roster to try and intimidate me? Please. John Pirtle ran me down with a car, and I'm still here. So don't you dare threaten me, because I will not hesitate to make your life in this company a living hell. We had an agreement, and I held up my end of that. How else do you think that you became the first member of Team SWF for Dark Horizon?
By my hard work. I beat PG-13 within an inch of his life, and then I went on to eliminate 3 men in the high-stakes battle royal. I come out there barely able to stand with a couple of bruised ribs, and you go off and put me in a ladder match against Josh Arcanum nonetheless.
Against Josh Arcanum, a man that's had nothing but trouble haunt his every step lately. Jason Powers, Chaz Dahanich, ring any bells?
I didn't even see them until the match was over. I didn't need their help. I didn't ask for any of your special favors.
Don't be so naive, Mr. Knight. There's not some big conspiracy going on here. I couldn't just hand you the first spot. That would have been showing favoritism and raised all kinds of suspicions. I didn't have to enlist anyone's help. I booked a match and counted on all of the existing factors to work in my, or in this case, your favor.
That sounds like a complete load of horse crap if you ask me. You took a gamble on it and got lucky it paid off, all while I had to do twice the work to get what I rightfully deserved.
Let me see if I can spell this out for you. I came to you in the first place because I see potential in you. I would hate to think that I was so terribly mistaken. You did get exactly what you deserved. Nothing more, nothing less. And you're not going to say another word about it to anyone. Do I make myself clear?
Crystal clear.
However the match was set, Cory Jones walks into the SWF on his own to take on the first of the SWF's champions, Alex Knight, in a match that has been one of the most anticipated in recent memory. And to add another layer to the match, URWL's own Goldash joins Stephen Carver and Slick Powers at the commentary table. Could Alex Knight silence Jones for good, or has the revolution of legitimate wrestling staked its place in the SWF forever? Let's get to the ring.
Hello everybody and welcome to SWF Extra. I'm Stephen Carver alongside Slick Powers, and Slick, we've actually got a guest in the booth today. Please everybody welcome URWL's Goldash. Goldash, thanks for coming, buddy.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you very much, Slick, Jackie Blue, and the SWF. I am proud to be here and proud to see that the SWF faithful have chosen Alex Knight to finally put an end to the madman that we know as Cory Jones. And guys, tonight, it's put up or shut up time for Jones with a man that is basically overmatching him in every single category, Alex Knight.
Absolutely. Alex Knight has been on the forefront of this whole invasion thing since the get-go. Had the first in promotional match against Kenzo a few weeks back. We all remember how that worked out with PG-13's involvement. Let's hope we don't get a repeat of that tonight.
Absolutely. You know me, and I cannot wait to see Alex Knight shut Cory Jones up. I'm sick of him running his mouth. He needs to go. He needs to not be an SWF anymore, period. And Goldash, I don't even know how you can even allow somebody in your federation to act the way he does.
Well, guys, once again,
speaking of him, is that him? Hear the music. Here comes your boy, Goldash. Why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Well, thanks very much for cutting me off, first of all, but I'd like to say that he's not my boy at all. He's gone against all the URWL is stand for, gone against all the RBN is stood for. Guys, Cory Jones is the very definition of a loose cannon. He speaks in the biggest hyperboles I can think of. He goes on Twitter. He says, "The legends of the past thank me from high above." And he said that, "Knight, you not only face me, but the lineage of this sport." Now, what a comment from a man, I hate to say, that size. Because, like I said earlier, Alex Knight physically and, dare I say, mentally overmatches Cory Jones. And what a turn this guy's had from his dawn here, the virtual wrestling era of the URWL, as the undefeated High Flyer champion member, as you may recall, of the tag team Scorpio with his brother Scorpion, the most successful hardcore wrestler in URWL history. And Cory Jones broke up that tag team. He is now against hardcore wrestling of any form. He was a hardcore wrestler before, strangely enough, but now he wants to be everything his brother is not, and that involves actually moving from his hometown of Hamburg outside Buffalo, New York, to a city of champions, Dallas, Texas.
So, in essence, he's a hypocrite.
Well, a hypocrite in every sense of the word, and that's not a man that we want here on the URWL roster. The many attempts that our board has had to stop him for all the actions he had, including breaking Akina's leg back at Unrivaled Ambition, have been in vain, and hopefully Alex Knight is the man to stop him tonight.
Yeah, and I hate to cut you off a little bit here. I'm going to do it again. But this match get going, and Knight, right off the back, been on the defensive until he blocks that right hand, and now kicks to the thighs and a drop kick to the chest.
Great offense here by Alex Knight. Hopefully this is the start of something. Oh, and just as that happens, Cory Jones counters. Cory Jones counters, and you can't sleep on this man. Very underrated wrestler in the ring. The only thing that holds him back is his mouth.
Absolutely. So like I said, when he started showing his face around here, I took the time to learn about him a little bit. And he's a great wrestler. You know, I'll give him credit for what he is. But his mouth, his arrogance, his behavior, all of it just speaks of a man who just thinks he's so much better than he really is. And the fact that he's pretty much been allowed free reign, I think, is a poor decision, and I really want to know what's behind that.
And what a great move there by Knight, shutting down Cory Jones' attack, the diving spear from the top rope, and now Knight on the offensive. I can't wait to see Alex Knight finally demolish this man and bring back some respect here to the RBN. What a maneuver.
He's got to do it. He's one of our best. He's definitely an up-and-coming young talent, and gets caught there when he was going for his signature clothesline. Jones got him well scouted.
Cory Jones, once again, as you can tell, now going to the ground game. He preaches legitimate wrestling, folks, but believe me, he can actually back it up in the ring. It's just, you know what? I wish he was a little bit wiser with his choice of words.
Absolutely. And for those of the people watching at home, what is this legitimate wrestling thing about? Because as far as I can tell, over the years, we've seen a lot of legitimate wrestling, and some of it's a little hardcore. So what is the difference between my version of legitimate and his legit?
I don't know. I don't even know what Cory Jones' version of legitimate wrestling is. He wants to bring wrestling back to pre-1984 standards, as I said back at Conspiracy. But he still uses his modern techniques. He's still very hypocritical about it. If he was more of a slow-paced, plodding wrestler, I would understand. But Cory Jones is still very much a high flyer at heart, and now Knight.
Knight flying a little bit with that shoulder block, and you know, I've got to apologize to the folks a little bit. I know we're supposed to be calling the action, but there's just a lot going on behind this man. And it's just, as Knight goes for a pin here, I have this instinctive desire to know what goes on in these guys' heads. And it's just, I can't figure Jones out. And as he gets suplexed, there might not be too much going on in there right now.
I think Alex Knight has jumbled that cranium around, and I think that Cory Jones, if he doesn't smarten up, may be in no man's land.
Knight would be the one to really, just scramble your brains, if I can say. I mean, he's one of the toughest around, and I think that Cory Jones has severely underestimated his opponent tonight.
I think, though, that Jones is actually making up for that height and weight advantage. He's using those maneuvers like that Hurricane Rana.
Well, that was legitimate. I mean, you didn't see Hurricane Ranas in 1984.
Well, I think Cory Jones, Slick, if you might have gone to Mexico, you may have seen that, but you know what? I think Cory Jones should speak a little bit more with his wrestling skills and not on Twitter, believe me.
And he's speaking with him right now. A nice float over neck breaker. And Alex Knight in trouble here. What a coup it would be for Jones as he hits that standing moonsault to come into our company on our show and get a win over the guy who's literally been at the forefront of this whole thing.
And another near fall for Jones. Steven, I think, once again, this kid is tremendous in the ring. He just needs to shut up. That's all I got to say about that.
Absolutely. I can't argue with that.
You and the millions of people watching this show, I mean, everybody wants him to shut his mouth. I want him to shut his mouth. I'm tired of him talking. That's plain and simple.
The fans have chosen Alex Knight to be the one to shut his mouth, but as he gets caught with that double underhook powerbomb, I'm starting to worry that maybe the fans might have made the wrong decision. I mean, not to take anything away from Knight, but there were some quality choices that they had, and maybe one of them might have been a little more better suited to this. Who knows?
No, I think you're absolutely wrong there. Knight is one of the toughest in the SWF, and I can't think of anybody better besides maybe, Kirby that would be able to take it to Jones like Knight can.
And watch, guys, what's happening. Watch, guys, what's happening now outside the ring. Cory Jones
throwing him around into the guardrail, into the post.
See, that's hypocrisy.
That is absolute hypocrisy.
But he goes right back to the ground game. So here's, once again, that, I hate to say it, bipolar attack now by Cory Jones. And look at the expression on his face. Another Dragon Sleeper reminiscent of the one we saw at High Stakes.
Yeah. I don't know, bipolar. He reminds me so much. You think about of cult leaders throughout the day. They say one thing and then they go back and do something completely different. That's what Jones is reminding me of right now.
That facial expression is sycophantic, but look at that execution by Knight to wriggle its way free.
Great flexibility, got the knee up to the face and took that smirk off it almost. And now punching him in it. If there's one thing Knight knows how to do, it's fight. And Knight will take it to this kid if he gets a chance. And he's got it right here.
Alex Knight now looking for another maneuver. Great
Fisherman suplex there.
Fisherman suplex. As you said, Steven, now Alex Knight looking to mold the advantage in his favor. Wrestled the match he wants to wrestle against Cory Jones. Running in. And no, Jones reverses once again. Once again, Cory Jones one step ahead, folks.
Yeah, Knight keeps going to that same maneuver, but it keeps getting reversed. And at some point, he's either going to...
Michinoku driver there.
He's either going to, hit it, or he's just going to keep missing, one of the two.
Yeah, but the thing is, this shows something about Jones a little bit. He's got Knight scouted. He knew who he had. He looked into it. He's not... As much as I'm not going to compliment this guy's mental state, he's not stupid. He's clearly aware of what's going on. And... well, maybe not anymore, but he was about 2 seconds ago. And now Knight, with a drop kick to the head, scrambles the brains a little bit, taking control, and a swift kick looks like to the gut, and a moonsault there.
Yeah, right from Cory Jones' playbook. And guys, as I said on the RBN Rantcast, these two may be the futures of their respected organizations. And now, Cory Jones on the attack. Look at this!
That's the outside. He's setting him up for something.
No! Oh! Springboard! Hurricane Rana!
Just showing its hypocritical self once again. I mean, if there's anything anti-legitimate, it's that maneuver right there.
Guys, I think, and no, what a reversal by Knight.
Planted.
Guys, I think that Cory Jones may be in the proverbial no man's land right now as Alex Knight takes full control outside the ring. And how's this for a little legitimate wrestling? Cory inches now from those steel steps.
He almost hit those steps.
He almost did. Knight exercising great control there, but okay, maybe not.
Does.
Yeah, I guess maybe I was reading into it wrong. Maybe Knight was upset he missed. And now into the table. He's making Jones pay for taking him to the outside.
Guys, just inches away. Just inches away from breaking that table. Alex Knight taking full control.
And another underhook suplex there, just picking him apart on the outside. I don't know if you guys have ever really taken a look. That's concrete under there. Those mats are not thick. That hurts. And he just got decapitated by Alex Knight there with that leg drop.
And now into the camel clutch. Now Alex Knight taking
How apropos would this be? Think back, gentlemen. High stakes. The younger brother, Devlin Hunter.
Guys, listen to the fans. Listen to the fans, what they're saying in the background.
That's got to get to him.
Trying to go to him on, and he got to the ropes there. He breaks the hole.
So the fans not getting into Cory Jones' head, and as you know, he's one of the more resilient wrestlers in the URWL. What? No!
And resilience did not help him a third time.
Alex Knight finally hitting his trademark clothesline in the corner.
And then with the Bulldog, and Knight firing up. He feels it. The momentum is on his side.
Oh, he's straight pumped.
And he's got that crucifix pin again.
Going for the pin, and no.
Does not get it. And now he's got him from behind.
Here we go, guys.
Jones getting out of it. He's got him up.
Jones now. Great suplex. Guys, here we go. Here we go, Cory Jones.
No.
Legit 450. No! Alex Knight! Alex
He
Knight!
aced him.
He's out of the way, guys.
And now Knight is going to make him pay for it. He's thrown in the corner. He just beels into the middle of the ring. That's the size advantage you were talking about earlier.
Yep, here's Alex Knight finally looking to shut Cory Jones up. And now setting him up.
He's calling for it. Can he hit it?
Will it be time for a Nightfall? Cory Jones says no.
Jones trying to hook him, but Knight getting out of there. He's got him up on the shoulders.
Here we
go.
Got him up.
Oh, Nightfall.
Oh.
That's it. Good night.
Alex Knight has the match, but where's he
Guys, what's he
going?
doing? He's got this one.
Guys, he has the
Where's he
match.
going?
Look at Here we go. Kendo stick, and he hits him square in the head.
That's legitimate wrestling for you.
Guys, Cory Jones just may have been taught a lesson in respect by Alex Knight.
Beating him senseless with that kendo stick. And think about it, guys. Yeah, Cory Jones just won the match. But look at how he did it. That is going to eat him. It's going to it's going to tear at him.
Guys, Alex Knight just sent the entire RBN and Cory Jones a message about respect.
Absolutely.
Yes, he did. And that message is simple. The SWF will not stand for invaders. He just proved it tonight.
Guys, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For Slick Powers, I'm Stephen Carver. Have a great night.